Enough. Okay, I need to mute. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Okay. My speaker was off. Good
Oh,
morning.
good morning. Good to see
I
you.
Yeah, likewise. How is everything on your end?
Yeah, doing well. Thank you.
All right. How is the weather where you are now? You are in West Palm, right?
I'm Broward. It's
Oh,
nice. It
okay.
was a little chilly, but it warmed
R-
up.
Right now it's above 70.
Right now, 76.
Okay, so it is getting warmer.
Yes, it is.
I don't like the cold weather. I have an appointment later on today, close to Boynton Beach.
Oh, that's far. Yeah.
And I hate to be, I mean, anything that is below 65 for me is not pleasant.
I know. Yeah.
But hopefully I'm going to be doing fine as it
Yeah.
is warming up gradually.
Yes.
All right. So, if you allow me, I can admit the participant at this time so that we can chat with them for maybe 10, 40, 50 seconds before you get started.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. All right. There we go. It is Monday morning, ladies and gentlemen. Monday morning, of course, for me and for our presenter, whom I'm gonna introduce very shortly. But I do understand it is afternoon and evening for some of you. Regardless, I am very, very pleased to see you on this first business day of the week. I thank you very much for joining Atlantic International University for this new live class. It is a series which we studied about 2 years ago, and it's been very, very, very good so far from multiple perspectives. Today we're gonna combine digital marketing as a field, but with artificial intelligence. As you know, nowadays there is nothing that we do well without artificial intelligence. So digital marketing is not an exception. Our subject matter expert today, Miri Lenoff, is gonna do that combination and with a specific particular focus on how to use artificial intelligence to make marketing 10 times easier, more pragmatic, more practical. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you're gonna enjoy this event. But just before we get started, it's usually a routine for me to honor the first 5 participants to the class. And we're talking today about Victoria Coupet, Success Boreng. But Success Boreng actually has ever since been off, maybe network issue. But Victoria Coupet, Dale Carnegie, Francis Charles Malcolm, Arno C.K., and Kechi Margaret, and Agnes Michelle, Ada Olga. Congratulations for being the first to be there when I opened up the gate. And to all of you, brothers and sisters, again, thank you, welcome, and let's get together, putting your hands together to help me welcome Professor Miri Lenoff. Good morning, Miss Lenoff.
Good morning. Thank you so much for the introduction, Dr. Balsain. It's always a pleasure to be here, where we're going to be continuing the conversation when it comes to organic marketing, when it comes to AI and how we can use AI to improve our lives. And in this case, we're going to talk a lot about obviously organic marketing. So So thank you for the introduction. I'm gonna get started and I'm gonna share my screen. So this is about how to use AI to make your lives a lot easier. We talk a lot about, how AI is here to help us with our everyday lives. And obviously we know that the future of AI is only increasing. So we have a lot to cover and I have a few demonstrations that I would like to show you. So let's get started. Okay, so the purpose of this class is to show you how AI can be practical and how we can use it in daily ways every single day to make marketing easier, faster, and more consistent. This is going to focus on organizing your ideas, capturing insights, and turning raw information that before we needed to use our minds and take time to understand the information and then turn it into different types of content, and how you can take this information to turn it into useful content that you can post everywhere, that you can share with your audience in different ways, okay? Now, let me give you a full picture. AI becomes the most powerful when it helps you think, but not when it replaces you, because your ideas still have to come from you. The goal is to use AI to simplify your daily tasks so you can spend less time stuck and more time on creating and connecting, okay? So it's not about replacing you, it's about how to use AI to improve your processes, okay? And I want to give you just a brief introduction. Let's do a quick recap into the last class where we talked a lot about some of the things that you can do with AI. And in the previous classes, we've mentioned what is organic marketing. Organic marketing is the type of advertising, the type of sharing the information about your product or your service that doesn't involve directly paying someone to share it. For example, it's not paid advertising. I'm not talking about boosting posts. I'm not talking about going into your Meta business profile and paying and creating a campaign so that people can get to know your message and your brand. This is about organically growing. So taking content and sharing it on social media, that's one way. It's all about creating that connection. So I have a few examples. So organic content on social media, like I just mentioned, group-based, for example, going on different groups on social media and sharing information or getting the information from the group and answering posts within there. Also, networking is another example of organic marketing where you're sharing your ideas and making connections and getting referrals. Another one is cold email, because even though sometimes you do need to invest in a cold email system that we kind of mentioned last class, you can still do cold email without having to spend money necessarily on sending emails. So it's not, you are paying for a service, but you're not paying directly so that they can share the message, like, for example, on a Facebook, on paid advertising or things like that. Email marketing is when you have a list of already buyers or prospects that you collected yourself, not like cold email that you don't know them. So email marketing is something that you already know them and going out there and sharing, your message. Another one is, we mentioned like Quora, answering questions on Quora or answering questions on Reddit and bringing them back to your website. So these are just a few examples. And of course, there's a lot more. But the premise is always going to be the same, that you're not spending money directly on sharing the information. It's more about sharing it with the world and attracting the people and bringing the people to you. So it's a little bit different. Now, how does this come into AI? Well, AI now can help us do this a lot easier than in the past. And we're going to get into that. So what are some of the ideas that I'm going to share with you today when it comes to AI? Because as we know, AI can get very complex. And I just want to show you very simple ways. And I think that for most of you, you might not know how to use ChatGPT, or you might use other types of AI models. And there is a lot that you can do. But if I can just get you to take 5 minutes out of your day every day to continue to use it. The more you use it, the more you can see what are the opportunities that lie ahead of us. So I'm going to show you how to use AI to organize, to summarize, and to extract content so that we can make your life a lot easier. And this is going to be something that I'm going to be sharing with you on a live demo. But I want you to also think about, this is just, step 0 out of a million, right? Because right now there's a lot more workflows and automations that connect things that talk to each other, and then AI that writes things for you. So for example, like we talked in the last class, there's automations that connect one tool to the other. So for example, your email service provider talks to your website and you just create a connection. It's like you're plugging it in, and whoever signs up for your newsletter is able to receive emails from you. That's called an automation. It's not AI. This has been around since the internet pretty much started, right? But AI is things that humans would do that now AI is able to do. So that's the very different perspective, where you're not just connecting things. Now AI is taking it a step farther. And what I'm going to show you is going to be step 1 of these things, so that you can continue to grow and test and use AI so that you can obviously expand to more AI ideas. And really, your imagination is the limit, because there's anything that you can do. There's automations, integrations, and AI that will help you with your marketing, okay? So that's really the core idea. And why everyday AI matters. So you consume a lot more content than you create, right? Especially if you're doing it yourself. With AI, things are changing. And there was a crazy statistics that now, in even 2 years after creating AI, or 3 years, whatever it is, with ChatGPT, giving it to the masses for very little amount of money, nowadays more than 50% of the content that you consume is AI. So it doesn't mean that it's a voiceover, or it doesn't mean that it's 100% AI. It has taken at the step from coming up with the idea and the creation process from a human to now even integrating AI in it. So it's obviously very hard to say how much of it is 100% AI, but even if you take one step to even come up with the content, that is still AI created, right? So it is incredible what's happening. A lot of times we hear insights in calls or in these types of classes, but sometimes you forget them and you take notes, but you never use them. So these are things that you can use to feed it back into AI so that it creates information for you, and creating either content or ideas that you can use for a later time, because you really see the patterns in everything, even in comments that you probably engage with, but you don't track them. So all of this comes up with this system, right? And I'm going to give you examples because everybody is going to be different, but I'm going to give you examples how AI can help you capture the information, how to organize it, simplify it, and reuse it in a lot of different ways. Okay. So before I show you the live demo and a few things that I want you to start thinking about, okay, I'm going to give you 10 everyday tasks that you can start to think about that maybe you haven't thought about when it comes to marketing. Remember, marketing is all about connection. It's all about how do you get your product across people who might want to see it, to buy it, okay? So for example, the first one is summarizing client calls into action steps. So a lot of times, in these types of calls, I have something called Fathom, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. Fathom summarizes all of my calls wherever it's appropriate. For example, this call is not, you can't record it because it's not supported to record. But in all of my client calls, I have my AI note taker. And whenever the AI note taker is there, it's taking a transcript, it's taking information about what we said and turn it into action steps. So AI is identifying this objection, the problems, objections, the questions that the client has, insights, and things that I need to come back to after the call. And I don't have to be writing things, with a pen or paper right now. Everything is recorded on Fathom. And AI is going to turn these calls into clear content ideas and next steps. And I'm going to show you this one, after I'm done presenting this information so that you can see what that looks like, okay? Obviously, I can't show you client calls because of confidentiality, but I will show you what that looks like, okay? Another one is turning YouTube videos into content. If you have a YouTube video channel that you upload videos to, every so often, you can actually take the transcript and AI can give you summaries, can give you different types of content like static posts. It can also cut down the videos, that long video that you have, and turn it into smaller batches. Let's say you have a 7-minute video and you want to create different 30-second videos from that. AI can obviously help you do that. It can also create the captions. It can create anything that you want that's not necessarily a long video. So carousels, posts, smaller videos, topics about a workshop, things that people are looking for. So in this way, you have a way to connect with your audience in a different way. Okay. And I will also show you what that looks like in a few minutes. I'm going to try to get to as many demonstrations because this is really the crux of what we're talking about. The next one is converting voice notes into content. And I hear this all the time. People sometimes cannot sit on the computer and type things and they don't know what to say. And they're very hesitant to ask AI about things that they're worried about. So a lot of people have fear of writing things on the computer, but they can really talk for hours, right? Like if you call up a friend, you're gonna talk for hours because you just have so much to say. So when you record voice content or voice notes, then you can turn that into content. So AI will identify the main message, can turn it into a post caption, a short video outline, and your ideas now become usable as opposed to before having to re-listen to your voice notes. Now, if you paste the voice notes into something like a Descript or even Capwing, you're able to take that voice note, transcribe it. Even on YouTube, you can also get the transcription of your voice note if you just upload it as a video. And then from there, take the content from it. So that's another thing that you can do. And I'm going to show you, I think this one will be easier to show you with the YouTube video. The next one is to extract patterns from comments and DMs that you've received. And all you have to do is copy and paste or even take a screenshot of things that you have received on your DMs and turn that into content. Like if you're a runner, for example, and you're running a half marathon and you're documenting your journey on how that's going to happen and what you're training for, people are going to send you a DM. Oh, how did you do that? What do you think of these gels that you were running with? All these things. So you can take those DMs, even the screenshots. You don't necessarily have to feed AI words. You can also send screenshots and it will understand it. And it will turn it into specific patterns and comments and content that you can create as well. Because AI is identifying what are the biggest questions, the objections, the desires, the repeated phrases, and that becomes your messaging as well. Another one is to turn long articles into small content pieces. If you've written articles before, you can paste the article and AI can create anything you want. Outlines for videos, carousels, a list of myths, truths, mistakes, lessons, whatever it is that you want to do. Number 6 is to clean up client testimonials. Let's say you have a lot of testimonials and a lot of people have given you feedback. You can paste that into AI, and instead of having them super messy, it will tell you the clear before and after story of what this client went through, and it will show you the real results that create social proof, which is incredible to use. The next one is to extract text and insights from screenshots. And I mentioned this before. I was actually creating an N88, which I will talk about in a second, an integration between Instagram and Phantom Buster, all of these different tools that are about creating engagement. And I'm new to this, right? So I'm trying to get N88 to work, and it's obviously like a long process, but if I need help, I just took a screenshot of what I'm doing and I sent it over to the appropriate AI GPT, and it was telling me exactly what to do. So as complex screenshots as that, or just a presentation, you just copy and paste it, and it really tells you a lot about what you can do with your content. The next one is to turn weekly to-do lists into a structured plan. Because a lot of us, when it comes to marketing, we have a whole list of things that we need to do: engagement, create a post, record the videos, all of these things. So if you paste your tasks, AI will prioritize and identify what can be automated, and that really saves you time and reduces stress. So that really helps out a lot. Number 9 is to analyze the competitor content for patterns. And that really helps a lot, because even if you just paste the messaging and you just let AI what it is that you want to create, it really will do a competitor analysis, and it will allow you to learn from what your competitors are doing. And number 10, again, there's a lot more, but this is just to get you thinking about the types of things that you can create with AI. You can paste 10 of your past posts, and AI will identify your themes, your hooks, your strongest messages, and that will become a reusable library. So these are the 10 things that will really allow you to make marketing easier. But again, there's a lot more. And this is just, scratching a little bit of what it is that you can do with them. It's not a comprehensive list. And we do have a few minutes, so I'm going to start sharing my screen, and we're going to talk about the first one that I mentioned. And I already have it primed on ChatGPT. So I'm going to share my screen now with ChatGPT, so you can at least get to see a little bit of what, here, let me share my desktop. A little bit of what you can do, okay, when it comes to that. So for example, I went to ChatGPT and I told ChatGPT, I want you to show me a few actions, like for example, a transcript, okay? And this is what Fathom looks like, okay? So I'm going to see all of my recordings, and you can sign up for this for free. I don't pay a penny. I have the very basic plan, and it works really well. So all of these are my meetings, all right, from now. And it also allows you to have team calls, but I don't need that because that's another feature. But all of these different calls, like it's amazing, right? Everything I have in here. So what I do is I go to ChatGPT, and in one of these different types of projects, and I tell ChatGPT, listen, I need you to create, to read this transcript. And what we said on number 1, remember, to summarize client calls into action steps. So a lot of times, because I'm talking to the client, I'm not focused on what's going to be my action step or my content. I talk to the client and I'm focused on the call. So I told ChatGPT to create a transcript just for demonstration purposes, okay? So let's say this is a transcript between a gym owner and myself. And, we're talking, yeah, December is slow for us. Our offers are not landing. And then I tell her, yeah, it's tricky for fitness businesses, really, like, January, really, a lot of people start up. So we're getting to the problem. And this is me really focusing on the conversation, right? They're telling me that they get leads, but they get cold because of the holidays, right? And, people want holiday deals. And then I'm here talking about, okay, if they want holiday deals, then they don't really see the value, and people are ready for January, right? So this is all the conversation. We don't really need to go over it. It's just a conversation between the gym owner and myself. All right. So, and I told him, I want a better transcript, right? So here, it's a conversation. So I'm copying it from Fathom, right? And I'm pasting it in here. And at the end, here, there's a lot that can go into. I can create, for example, create 5 carousels that the gym owner can use based on what he said, where his clients' biggest problems and challenges. So here I'm taking a transcript from somebody who, understands their audience, they understand what they're talking about. And look here, and here's a carousel that I can use. They're feeling tired all the time. Most people walk into the gym with low energy and no plan, right? And here I'm giving them the solution. Small steps add up when you do not do them alone. And then I can turn this, copy and paste this, go on Canva and create a carousel with this information. Here's another one. I want to feel like myself again. And these are pains that people are actually feeling, and that this is one of the reasons why they need the gym. I didn't have to go to Google and do my research. I didn't even have to ask ChatGPT for ChatGPT's opinion, because I'm sure that there's a lot more pains and a lot more problems that people have. But one of the things that you want to do with AI is to make sure that you're talking to the person, not necessarily talking to everybody, right? So here's another carousel that I can use. Here's another one. I quit after 2 weeks when I do it alone. So this is giving you really good content that you can use. Now we can also take this content and create 2 30-second long video scripts. Okay. And again, it's giving me the information based on the call that I just had. Okay. Here's the hook. Here's the script. And you kind of get the information, right, about what it is that you can do. You can take this from anywhere. And this is a call that a lot of times I have with clients for a long time. And I come back to this and I said, okay, let's create their content. And this is really the process. I'm not listening to the call over and over again. I'm just extracting the most important things. Okay. So this is the first one that we mentioned, summarize client calls into action steps. And if you guys have questions, please remember, we will answer them, but I want to get to as many as we can so I can really show you how to do this so that it's not just theoretical, it's really practical. All right, we also mentioned to turn YouTube videos into content, okay? And I just Googled some guy, I don't even know who this is, and he has a video that's 7 minutes and 36 seconds. It has really good engagement, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the transcript from this. And sometimes you have to, or I can also download it. Okay. And I can do the same thing. Here are the chapters, and here's the transcript right here. So I can even not have this information, and I can copy this whole thing. Okay. And I can come back here to ChatGPT and say, okay. And remember, we're doing number 2, to turn YouTube videos into content. So here, read this transcript and create 2 30-second long videos. I also want to do a blog, 1 article, and 5 carousels. Okay. You don't even have to watch the video anymore. And here again, it's just creating the content from this. And again, this video is more about the 7 essential pillars of personal development. Brian Tracy, I mean, he's a pretty big guy. He has a lot of views. He has almost 2 million subscribers, right? So this is just an example to show you how this works. We copied the transcript. Here's the script. Here's the hook. These are things that I can just, if I wanted to, I can take my phone and then be able to record. Or I can also go to something called HeyGen, or a place that has avatars, and feed this into AI so that the content creates itself pretty much. And it took me a total of 30 seconds to do this, right? So here's another video. Here's an article that 1-page style. Look, it's a pretty good length. Here are 6 slides, carousels for the video. Slide 1, slide 2, slide 3, slide 4. Look, it's all this based on the video that I just fed AI. All I did was take the transcript, come in here, and then another thing I can do is I can also come back here, take a screenshot of this. Remember how we mentioned screenshots in ChatGPT? And I can come back here and say, this is the screenshot. This is the screenshot of the video from here, right? Talks about these personal skills. And then I want to take this example and maybe recreate an image of the person talking, so that now you can create a lot more. And look, it's analyzing the image. It's going to take an image so that you don't even have to open up Canva or Photoshop or anything else. And obviously, like, this is an example of what you can do with other types of AI models. This one is obviously ChatGPT, but it takes a little bit to create the image. It's not always perfect, but you can put this as the face of the article that we just wrote. And within 2 minutes, obviously you have to read it. You have to make sure that it looks good, that it's not just something that AI came up with by himself, because sometimes that does happen. But this is another example of how you can do that, okay? Now, we talked about voice notes. Voice notes would be the same thing. You come here to YouTube or another transcription service. There's a lot of them online. Some of them are free up to like 30 minutes or more. And you do the same thing. You take the transcript, you feed it into AI, okay? And then you do the same thing. So far we've talked about 3 AI tasks that really don't take that long. You can create voice notes from anything, and anywhere you've been, that you've shared information with, a call that you had with a colleague, it doesn't matter. Okay. Now, let's talk about number 4, to extract patterns from comments and DMs. Okay. So while this is doing that, I actually fed AI with a bunch of comments this morning, and honestly, it really doesn't take long. So this is, for example, if you're a gym owner, going back to the gym owner example, you're sharing content, so you're getting comments on your DMs. DMs means direct messaging, and we'll come back to the image in just a second. Okay. So here I am telling AI to read the DM conversations, okay? And this is just a demo. Obviously, this is not real. But these are, for example, Susie said, hey, I like the video about weights and losing weight. Can you tell me more? Michael, does this program work for people in their 50s? I've been thinking about starting, but I'm nervous. I've never been to a gym before. These are the types of things that people will tell a gym owner, right? Hey, do you have morning classes? My schedule is crazy. I saw your transformation post. How long does it take to see results? And look, these are all different things that people would be asking. So once you have this information, then you can tell AI, okay, extract the fears, the desires, the objections, okay? So yeah, let's start with this one. Do this. And now it's going to tell me, a clear example of how to use your DMs, how to use the information that people are giving you to be able to come up with the content that they're looking for, right? So here are the fears, here are the desires, and here are the objections. And how do we create content out of this? Okay, create all of these that he's mentioned, right? We're gonna create a messaging guide, a carousel, a high converting email, a DM reply script, a content plan. You can create all of this with the information that you've already fed AI with. Like, these are the fears that people have: being too old, not fit enough, being embarrassed, being judged, fear of injury, making pain worse, not knowing what to do. These are real fears that people feel. So why not use these as part of your content? And all you had to do is paste the direct messages that people have given you into AI. And then here are the desires. What do people really want? Okay. So now, while AI does this, I know we're running out of time because we wanted to also do some questions. But let's come back to, if you guys remember, we were talking about this is the video, right, that we fed AI. And here we have our content. All we have to do is copy and paste it or make it nicer and post it. There's really no excuse to not knowing what to do with content. And we told them that we wanted something similar, and look what AI came up with. Now I can download this and make this one of my picture for my article that I can use. So again, these are things that you can use every day to be able to be consistent with your messaging, that is going to be connecting with your audience so that you can then create content. Then finally, the number 5, we'll do one more, turning long articles into small content pieces. It would work the same as we just did this, where we feed AI a whole bunch of things, right? Look, it's not even written correctly. There's no periods or anything, and it still understood what we needed it to do. It doesn't have to be perfect. We also fed AI a screenshot. Here's a screenshot. And we told AI what we wanted. And it even understood what are some of the words that are in that on that image. And this was done within what, 2 minutes? So I want to continue with the presentation, okay? But before I continue, if there's any questions, please save them towards the end, because I know there's going to be a lot of things about maybe ethics. Is this ethical? Can you really do this? And the reason is yes, you can do this, and obviously ethics plays a part in it. But these are just examples of what you can do so that you can create content 10 times faster, okay? So let me share my screen again so that we can continue with the presentation. We talked about the 10 everyday AI tasks. We did the demo. And here I just want to take a few moments to just share with you, why is this important? We talked about, this is about making your life easier with AI. And really, when you take a 5-minute daily AI routine, doesn't have to be really long. It doesn't have to be an hour. Long are the days where you had to spend so much time creating content. This is a rhythm that you can use every single day to create content. Okay, you can feed AI your own videos. Obviously, if you feed somebody else's videos, it's not going to be the same messaging, but your own videos, your own content. And the more things that you do, you repurpose them into different types of content. You can capture just one idea, just one moment, you can paste it into AI, and you can extract the useful pieces of content that it's giving you. You can save it into your notes folder. You can schedule it on whatever. There's a lot of tools like Metricool, GHL also does this, Later.com does this. There's so many different scheduling apps that allows you to share information. And it used to take us a lot longer to create content. Now it's very easy. And you just use at least one piece of content every day, just one. This turns daily life into daily marketing. So if you want to create a brand for yourself, you can do that using this system. And again, you're using AI to help you. It's not replacing you. Allows you to focus on things that humans do, which, for example, are interactions with one another, even though AI can also take over that if you're more advanced, let's say. And I want you to just take one piece of these 10 tasks, use it this week, keep it simple, and use it and focus on consistency, and use AI as a thinking partner. Daily AI makes marketing easier. Focus on what matters: connection, trust, engagement that is going to lead to sales. And a quick reminder, like I mentioned, there are more extensive uses of AI. For example, N88, Make.com, that create workflows. Like what I just did, downloading the transcript of a video and pasting it into ChatGPT, I don't have to do it. There's AI agents that already do this. Commenting on post on a specific time of the day on a specific account, it can do that. Using AI voices to make phone calls. I think we've all received a phone call with a really weird robot giving us information. The use of AI agents to take things away from the manual work, which is what we've done. Taking a voice note and transcribing it. AI can do that. And again, there are many possibilities to use AI. We've covered the basics to get you thinking about what it is that you can do. Now imagine what an advanced user can do when you put all of these things together. You practically are creating a robot that allows you to 10 times your efficiency, and somebody that never goes to sleep, doesn't need any breaks. It's on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's real. But remember, use it as a thinking partner and as a doer, but always stay focused and authentic into who you are, because we run the risk of letting AI do everything and asking AI for, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? and we stop thinking for ourselves. And that is really the challenge in this AI revolution. So I'm going to close now because we have about 20 minutes left, and I want to make sure that I answer your questions. And thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you very, very much. It's Mary Lenoff. You always did standingly. I'm very, very, very pleased with what you do for the family of Atlantic International University. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you did take sufficient notes about the experience can use artificial intelligence to make your life easier, more beautiful, more manageable, so to speak, and including in this arena of digital marketing. The last few words that the subject matter expert mentioned, be focused, remaining whom you are. You've got to be exactly that person you pretend to be to those that you are interacting with. And this is critical to be successful in this discipline of digital marketing. Once again, thank you very much, Ms. Lenoff. Thank you to each and every one of you. The presenter has made it possible to have enough time, brothers and sisters, for your questions, beginning at this time with Samuel Obiri Yeboah. Samuel, go ahead. If you are following us up close, we are listening to you,
Dr.
brother.
Bassem. Yes,
You're
thank you,
welcome.
Dr. Bassem. Thank you, Mary Lenoff. It's such a practical, class, and then we really appreciate your lesson. It's very, very impactful. So I just want to ask of the presentation, the PDF or the presentation of the class, if we could get it.
Yes,
Thank
of
you.
course. Let me, I'll put it in the chat so you guys can download it.
All right, thank you.
Okay, no problem.
This is for each and every one of you, brothers and sisters. The document that Samuel just requested, and you heard the immediate response of Ms. Lenoff. The document is going to be in our chat box very, very, very soon. So make sure you are also following what's going on in there so you can download the document before we close this session. Ismael Adebola, you are next. By the way, the link is already there. Wow, Miss Lenoff, you are fast. Thank you very much. The document is there, ladies and gentlemen. The link to it so that you can grab it and download it immediately. Ismael, go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir.
Hi.
Good morning, the presenter.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. Thank you. Thank you for the comprehensive information on AI. Thank you. I'm grateful. Yeah, this is my question. What are some potential challenges and limitations that businesses may face when adopting artificial intelligence in their digital marketing efforts?
Wow.
And
I like that.
And how can they overcome these obstacles?
Very good
Yeah.
question. I love it.
So a lot of it is more about like specific challenges of, connections. And for example, dealing with tools that are new because, AI is not something that has been around forever. AI is very new, and whoever tells you that they're an expert and they know everything about it, tomorrow they're not an expert because new things start to come up.
Yes.
So I think one of the challenges is, there's a lot of challenges, but one of them is that you're always in the back end. You always feel like you're being left behind, and you don't know that everybody feels the same because there's new things and new tools presented every single day. Like for example, there's a tool called Galaxy AI, and it's like you have a $15 a month membership, obviously there's credits involved in the $15 a month. And they offered, I think, a $350 lifetime value for whatever you needed. And that's great, but who knows if Galaxy AI is going to keep up with your lifestyle, with the content and the information that you want to use, and the AI model that you need for your life and your business in general. So when they offer things like that, that's a big challenge because they want to capitalize on what's working now, but who knows what's going to happen in the future. So one of the things, I guess, is the uncertainty of AI, because it's always improving and it's always giving you a lot of different options, let's say, a lot of different things that you might not be aware of. Another one is that you just don't know enough. Like, for example, N88 is one of those things. If you guys know Zapier, you connect different tools together. And I think last class, we talked a lot about automations, which are integrations from software to software. So to put it in like the simplest terms, connecting Zoom to your website, connecting Zoom to Fathom. So like different tools that talk to each other. So whatever happens in one place, the information can be extracted into another place, the information that you actually need. And a lot of times, there are workflows that can take you hours to put together, but if there's one thing missing, everything falls apart. And it's kind of like you're a developer without even knowing anything about programming, where one little thing, can cause everything to fall apart. Like, for example, we talked about, you saw me get the transcript from the YouTube video, and then from the YouTube video, you saw me copying and pasting it into ChatGPT. But there are agents and workflows that do it automatically. And here you are thinking that those types of processes are happening on an everyday basis until something breaks, until there's an update that didn't update the other platform. And then you're like, oh my God, now we have to look into it. So that's the challenge, continuing to be on top of things so that things continue to work the way that you want them to work, and continuing to improve and really develop a system that will allow you to not have to work as many hours, or you will be able to spend time doing the things that a human should be doing, as opposed to doing things that are, a little bit more, let's say, appropriate to your own thing. So I think that's really a big challenge. And then the last challenge I would say is that you just don't know what you should be doing. And then you are asking AI, do you think this is a good idea? And just because AI said yes, then you take it as the Bible and you go with it, and you realize that didn't work. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but ChatGPT is always telling me how amazing I am. It doesn't really tell me things that are challenges. And because for AI, everything is possible. But sometimes you need someone who is realistic to tell you the thing straight up and be like, yeah, no, those are not good numbers. That's not an ideal open rate for your niche, and you need to do better. Whereas AI is like, yeah, it's a good starting point. So being real is another I would say, a big challenge as well.
A lot of challenges and obstacles ahead of
Yeah,
the
just don't
road.
focus on the challenges and the obstacles. Just make sure that you focus on the things that you can control, and just go with that. Because if you focus so much on the challenges, then you're not going to get anywhere.
Excellent advice. Stay away from the challenges, brothers and sisters, and just
Yeah.
focus on whatever you want to achieve. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. Nicholas Itham, your turn now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Vassin. Thank you very much,
Very
Dr.
welcome.
Mary Leno. Very, very interesting lecture. AI is going to take over people's job. It's going to make people lazy. Why did we create it? What was the evolution? What was the reason of this evolution? Please, I know it's a stupid question, but how did it come about, all this AI business? Thank you.
Yeah, so that's a good point. It is going to take people's jobs. It's already started to. I think Amazon announced that 40,000 jobs were going to be lost in the next year or so for his employees, or something like that. It was a crazy number. And a lot of it has to do with money. to be honest, like money moves the world. There's no way around it. And AI makes you more efficient. So if you combine what one person can do in a month and you feed it to AI and it can do it in 2 hours, obviously you're going to choose to not have to pay that employee for a month's, weeks, whatever worth of work, as opposed to giving it to AI where you have to pay for credits for the tasks and the outputs, not necessarily like, words, but it can be videos, it can be images, it can be processes, manuals, presentations. There's so many things that AI can do. So obviously money is a big, big thing. Also, efficiency is another thing. There's also other things like that we don't even think about. Like, for example, if we look at history, there's been a lot of different times where archaeologists and even the smartest and most knowledgeable people, they just don't have enough information to be able to sometimes read texts that we wouldn't be able to read. But when you feed it into AI, then you really have the opportunity of a lifetime. Like, I think recently they uploaded one of the a tomb scripture into AI, and AI was able to read it and translate it into English, which is incredible because you're talking about archaeology, things that is important to us in our development as a people, as a human race. And we wouldn't be able to understand what that was, like when it comes to hieroglyphics or things that as a human being, you need to have a lifelong learning of what these things are. And all of a sudden AI can translate it within a few seconds, which is incredible. So you're right, people are going to lose their jobs. It's not that people are lazy, but we are limited because we are humans. We're not robots. The same way that the computer was created to maximize efforts, it's the same thing that's happening right now with AI. And we can either, you know, we can either think that, this is unfortunate and people are going to lose their jobs and we're going to become lazy, or we can think about how can we make these systems smarter and how can I not fall behind? Because when you have the skill of creating prompts for AI, or when you have the skill of integration with AI, then you're going to be very valuable to a company. So yes, I'm not saying that people are like, this is a crazy thing that's happening, but it's about how do we use it to our advantage and don't fall behind. And that's really the biggest thing.
Thank you again. You always on top, Miss Lenoff, going straight direct to whatever question is thrown at you. That's beautiful. Che, Aman Cho, the floor is open to you.
Yeah,
There is a lot of noise on your area, a lot of noise. All right, go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon.
Hi.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, so what are some of the challenges as far as using AI as far as automation in marketing is concerned? Hello?
Because of the background noise, we could
Okay, no,
not
I'm
see.
out of noise. I'm out of noise, please. I'm out of
Okay,
noise.
go ahead. Okay, repeat
Yeah,
the
so I'm
question,
asking
please.
that, yeah, what are some of the challenges involved as far as using AI for automation in marketing is concerned?
The challenges? Yeah, I think I answered that. Did you
Yes.
did you have any specific question about that?
Actually, he's very new. I've been monitoring the system. He has not been there too
No,
long
I was
ago.
there from the beginning of the class. I was there from the beginning of the class, though due to network, I delayed for about 9 minutes before joining. And then, secondly, how can AI be used to boost up the marketing system to the
Okay.
greatest efficiency?
Okay. So really, I just gave you a few examples during the class today, but there's obviously a lot more than that you can use. I really encourage you to watch the previous class. They're all on YouTube in the AIU channel. You can just search for me and they'll come up. And I think one class feeds on each other. So if you start to watch that, from the very beginning where we started about defining what is organic marketing to that last one about automations, you'll be able to kind of see what was, what we discussed. And really it's just about keep testing the system, keep creating content, and keep engaging with people. And I think that really just might answer your question.
All right. Elvis Osei, what is your question, please? Elvis Osei.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for the much insight that we have learned this very day. I'm so blessed by the teachings.
Thank you.
I saw someone, the video is upside down, so I was thinking that if it's the work of AI or it's just a passing comment. Michael, I saw the video upside down. You mentioned of computer as it has come to, stay with us. This has been so helpful. So who is, my question is, who is responsible for the AI creation? Because we are looking at who is responsible, who is to take that responsibility. Because of course, whatever that is created has that kind of source and responsibility. I'm trying to find out, I don't know if you're in the position to answer this question, but there should be the responsibility, and how do we look into that in case of being responsible for something that is created? Thank you. I don't
That's
know
a
if
good question. Yeah, that's a good question. And while I answer this question, if you guys can give me some feedback, I really appreciate it in the chat. Just send me a message, letting me know if it was good, if it was not good. Really, I really want to hear constructive feedback. We really like to know. To answer your question, there has been, before AI was created, there was this open sources of information. So either coding developers, they go in there and they code and they actually upload it so that anybody can use it. So it's like a selfless act of giving back to community. So little by little, AI models were being created by big companies, and they would be feeding off of each other. So like about like 4 years ago, for example, or even 5 years ago, before ChatGPT came about, you had to pay, and I had a subscription of $100 a month. Now it's obviously $20 for ChatGPT, but I used to spend $100 a month for something called Jarvis, which is now Jasper. They actually got sued because Jarvis was the Marvel AI robot, and they got sued. So they had to change the name to Jasper. So I used to spend $100 for a whole year and a half before ChatGPT came out, and I was using it to write emails, to write content. It wasn't as crazy as it is now, but it was there and people didn't know about it. What happened was with ChatGPT, it opened up the opportunity for people to just use it freely without having to pay anything. And that really accelerated the growth of AI, because once something is free and you give access to the masses and they're able to use it. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this. You can actually call ChatGPT on the phone. You can actually chat with them on WhatsApp. Like if you put in the number of ChatGPT on your WhatsApp, which for me, I think is different for different countries, but like for me, I'll give you the number, is 1-800, I think. 1-800-242-8478. So I think I'll put it in the chat if you guys want me to and you want to test it. So all of these things, and I know it's really a long form answer, that there's a lot of things. There we go, 8478. That's the number. If you look at the way that it's integrated, they don't come up with new models and you start from the beginning. They start from where you left off, and then more things come up and they get improved over time. So that's really why AI doesn't have an end, because it is based on what, how much we can use it and what can we do with it. Stephen is asking, how safe is it for putting data on the platform? Yeah, AI learns from the interaction that you have with AI. So Stephen, you're right. It's not really safe to put your information out there, because anything that I feed AI, Elvis can use it with his AI without even knowing it. So And it's about, and now it's, right now we're Googling things, to find information, but it's getting to the point where we're not Googling, we're asking AI for what's the best restaurant in the area. So all of a sudden, it's not search engine optimization, right? To optimize your website so that people know who you are and Google can crawl the images and the text. Now it's search everything optimization because it has to be everywhere. It has to be on the search engine. It has to be on ChatGPT and AI models. So all of this to say, Elvis, because your question was really important. The whole world is creating it at the same time because we're feeding off of the systems that are already in place. And once we do that, you create this massive machine that in the past, when computers were created, you look at the system of innovation, and I'll put a link in the chat, where when you have something new, there's kind of like it's kind of like a view of how people see information and how it spreads information. And I'm going to really try my best to find it. But basically, it's kind of like a wave that people start here, then they're early adopters, then it starts to climb up, then they start to climb up. And I can't find it. It's okay. I'll just tell you about it. And right now, ChatGPT has broken all of the records because it's something that is so open to the masses. Like when the internet was created, it wasn't as fast that people all of a sudden had internet. It was, or computers, or any of the previous revolutions that we've had. So all of that to say is that, yes, who's creating this? Everyone's creating this. Big companies are obviously honing in on this. But also, as far as like ethics, it's also our responsibility and our government's responsibility to come up with solutions because, like you said, there's laws that are not created yet because we haven't had this in the past. And that's why I mentioned, when we're creating content with marketing and stuff like that, I just took the image of somebody on the internet at creating a caricature, and now we can even create videos that are not even real and they look real to say that something happened somewhere else. So it's a big problem.
Yes, it
Definitely.
is.
Yeah.
Yes. We are running out of time, but let's afford the last opportunity again to Ismail Adebola. That's going to be the last question, ladies and gentlemen. Go ahead, make it quick, Ismail, for our presenter.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Yeah, my second question is on AI biases. Sorry. It's on AI biases. What biases may appear in artificial intelligence generated marketing recommendations, and how do individuals mitigate them?
Okay.
I think we kind of touched on it a little bit, that AI learns a lot about what people are sharing, but it also does a quick overview on the internet about, what we see, online. So there are going to be biases depending on who's asking the question, because a lot of it, the more you use AI, the more that you kind of create the model for yourself. Like, for example, AI I don't know if you notice, it calls me friend because that's the name I gave my ChatGPT. I'm like, hi, friend, like, trying to be casual. So it really depends a lot on who's using it and the biases that you give it and are feeding it, because it knows who it's talking to. And the more you use it, the more it's going to be accustomed to yourself. So, but a lot of times it's going to give you things that you didn't even expect. So that's why nowadays there's different types of notices that tells you that AI can be incorrect, that you have to check your sources, and, definitely suggest that, you use different types, not just ChatGPT. There's Clay, there's a lot of different types that you can use so that you're able to really, let's say, create the response that you're looking for. So.
All right.
Yeah, I'm grateful.
Brothers and sisters, I hope you certainly enjoyed this truly university level presentation from our subject matter expert, Miss Miri Lenoff. Like she said, you should take appropriate steps to review all the details from previous classes, and gradually you will become experts in this arena of artificial intelligence and digital marketing. Going back to you at this time, Ms. Lenoff, for your concluding remarks, please.
Yeah, I mean, thank you guys so much for the amazing questions that you always bring. It's been a pleasure to be here. My piece of advice, if I may, I really would like you guys to use AI in whatever way you can. Part of being a student of AIU is understanding how the world works and making a difference in your community, in your city, in your country, in the world in general. And AI is a really important piece, obviously not just in marketing, but in everything. So because you're part of AIU, be the leader that you can be on social media. And I just gave you a lot of different examples. You don't have to be an influencer, okay? You don't have to be somebody with a lot of followers to be able to apply these concepts. It takes about 5 to 10 minutes a day. Create your brand. At the end of the day, one of the most important things, whether you sell something or not, who you are on the internet, whether you're applying to a job, whether you want to create a business, whether you are an employee of a company, the people that show up online and that create a personal brand are going to be the winners in 10 to 15 years from now. And now we have a special opportunity with AI to use it to our advantage in 5 to 10 minutes a day. So I really encourage you, you don't have to create workflows that look like gibberish. You can just take 1 or 2 examples that I've shared today and reuse the content and create content in a way that makes sense for you, that it's fun, so that you can be that personal brand. And if you want to be in 10, 15 years from now, it's not about being well known, but it's about making a difference in our communities. So with that being said, thank you guys for coming. I'm going to take a quick picture of ourselves. So smile. Awesome. And I really want to thank you for allowing me to be here. So thanks again for the opportunity.
Thanks to you as well, Miss Miri Lenoff. Again, you've done an outstanding job, and the entire family of Atlantic International University is certainly grateful to you. If I'm telling the truth, ladies and gentlemen, now it is your turn to go ahead, as your microphones are now on. Talk to Miss Lenoff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma.
Thank you.
Very grateful.
Thank you.
It was a very good presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Each and every one of you. I love
Miss
you.
Lenoff, that was
Thank you, sir.
From the bottom of my heart. Bye-bye now.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.